What is up, YouTube? It has been so long since we've done a video. I'm Mike. Welcome to Mike Makes. Today we do dungeon tiles. Let's roll the intro. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike. Welcome to Mike Makes. It is so glad to be back. I haven't done a video since probably Christmas, and let me tell you why. If you follow Facebook, or I might have posted it on Instagram, you probably already know. I bought a computer, tried to go the cheap route, could not edit my videos whatsoever. About the only thing I was able to do was go live. So with that said, we came into some money. I know a lot of you other people have too. We got this beast over here. We now have a Nitro 5 gaming laptop, so it pushes through these videos like nobody's business. So you'll definitely start seeing some more videos on Mike Makes. Wanting to try to work in some Facebook Live here and there. I'm not 100% sure how we're gonna do that, but it's in the works. But today we're going to be doing these acid tiles. I do not have a respirator. For this, you probably want a respirator. I don't have one. I need to get one, but I don't have one. So we're gonna do it without it. I don't advise you to do the same. Let's jump in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with a regular 3x3 tile that I've already scored some lines into. I did this really easily. I have a prox on, so it's not hard. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you want to get a brush or something. And we're going to be using acetone. Okay, so please be careful with this stuff. Please. For one, it will take all the paint off of your mat. So that's experimental right there. So we're gonna start off and take our tile and a little bit of the acetone on a Q-tip. Simple enough. And we're just gonna rub it on here. And what you'll see, if you don't know the reaction, the acetone will actually eat the foam. So just gonna do it in a few spots. You don't have to do the whole thing. Just gonna gnarly it up, try to make it look kind of organic. I like to do a couple of little spots, couple of big spots, and just leave it as it is, you know. It definitely helps. If you have like a deep cavity that's kind of going to be hard to paint, just kind of push the Q-tip down a little bit, and it will collapse all that. Okay. So there we go. We have a cavitied tile. It's not acetile yet, but it's on its way. Now what you want to do is take a tinfoil ball, and you're going to roll it, get some good texture out of it. It's okay if it chips a little bit, it's fun. Remember, D&D is a game that's supposed to scare your parents, so it doesn't have to be pretty. Okay. Get the edges. If you don't want to do the edges, you don't have to. I'm just kind of doing it for demonstration purposes anyway. Gnarly up the sides a little bit, and these don't have to actually just only be acid tiles. You can fill these cavities full of anything. You can fill them full of blood, you can fill them full of swamp water, whatever you want to do. Okay, so now you have all this texture, and you have your cavities you've created. It takes like no time for this stuff, for that nail polish remover to dry. So as soon as you get this step done, as soon as you roll the ball, you should be good to go. One thing I do like to do is I'm going to use this little punch. I have it on hand. After you do all that, kind of want to take and kind of widen out some of your lines. You can even use an ink pen. This is just what was on my desk, so I'm using it. Just widen out some of your lines. Okay. Once you have your lines done, basically, we're going to cover it in a black Mod Podge. If you're not familiar with black Mod Podge, I use it. Most crafters use it. I'm not sure where it originated from. I picked it up from Jeremy from Black Magic Craft. Jeremy, you're awesome. It's one of my favorite tools to use. So once you get this done, let it dry completely with the black Mod Podge on it. Okay, you're gonna let that dry completely. Once that is finished drying, you're gonna have something like this. You get your cavities, you know, it looks pretty good. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're going to get a dry brush, and I like to use gray. I normally, my normal go-to is I use pewter gray, and I will use elephant gray. So that's normally my go-to. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the darker one, which is pewter, and you just want just a tiny bit of paint on your brush. So you don't want to cover up a lot of the texture that you've already put on there. I'm kind of letting the black from the Mod Podge kind of be our base. Just very lightly. If we have to go back over and put another coat, then that's fine. But I think this will work out just fine. Mix it up a little bit. You know, if you don't want to use gray, use some beige or terracotta or something. Do like a sandstone with blood in it. And I mean, these cavities can pretty much be just about anything. They're just organic cavities. See that? These cavities are going to look a lot different depending on several factors. Just like these, you know, these are going to be a lot bigger than these are. But for the sake of experiment, I've done some other test pieces. This is a finished tile, and this is a finished tile I did the next day. So I mean, these are I think I used a gray and a brown wash on this, and then this is just the method I'm showing you now. Okay, I like this one better. I don't know why, I just do. But basically, we'll let that dry. Shouldn't take very long at all. And now we're going to move on to our lighter gray. The lighter gray, we definitely want to keep much paint off of the bristle as possible. Just want to kind of highlight a few areas here and there. All right, now without cleaning my brush, I'm going to use this antique parchment. It's kind of a off-white. It's in between white and beige, but I'm going to use very little on my brush. I'm just going to easily, very easy, very light, I'm going to go through and just highlight the highest areas. Okay, so if you can see that, it's looking pretty good so far, I think. I do apologize about the lighting. I'm still trying a couple of things. I'm trying to get the lighting just right for y'all. So please bear with me. Okay, just please Please bear with me on that. Now, since all of this is done, we're gonna put the acrylics up. Well, hobby paints. Put those up. And I'm actually just gonna use the same brush that I normally use. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna use this moot green from Citadel. Just gonna dip my brush, and I'm gonna fill these holes with the green. Okay. Any cavity you made, anything that got melted, fill the holes. You don't have to be like 100% super clean cut with this. You can get a little bit on the edges. Fine. If you want to put it in some of the cracks, if your brush will allow that, then go for it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to wipe a little bit off. That way it's in the recesses. Put it in here. Okay. Try to let that dry just for a few minutes. And once it dries, I'm going to move over to, this is a technical paint from Citadel. It's Tesseract Glow. Anybody that's ever had to print Necron, or not print, anybody that's ever painted Necrons knows this paint very well. And we're just gonna just dab it here and there. It's a translucent paint, so you're still gonna be able to see whatever you did underneath. So I try not to go too heavy with it. Just kind of dab it. Kind of get it around the edge. We're going to let it dry. Blow on it. And I've found this. Now you could probably use any kind of epoxy, 5-minute epoxy, quick set, anything like that. That's fine. I've found this. It's cheap. I think I paid like $2 for the bottle. It's just tacky glue. It's just tacky glue. But it's crystal clear. It dries crystal clear. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to put a glob or two. And I'm not being super neat with this. I'm just kind of trying to fill some of the crevices up. And now I'm just going to take the back of my paintbrush. I'm just going to kind of work it in. Because from what I can tell, for me at least, it's been self-leveling. So if you push it around, kind of get it, for the most part, where it needs to go, it kind of levels itself out. Gives a really cool wet effect. Okay. There you go. Now, once this dries completely, now it does take this stuff quite a while to dry. It'll probably be dry tomorrow. So if I had a suggestion to make, I would suggest doing a bunch of them and then putting the tacky glue on there and just letting them dry overnight. So like I did this one last night, and it leveled out, it filled the voids, and it's completely dry. So, and it's still daylight outside the next day, so we're good to go. And after this step, if you wanted to, once this is dry, you could always throw a wash on there and throw some blood in there, whatever. And, you know, you could start putting your minis on there. Okay. So
I've always liked to play with fire.